claim, Your Honour, is in paragraph 12 of the statement of claim, which I'll just seek to summarise.
That's not my intro. Don't get there. I wanted to play my intro. Well, I can't stop it now. That would be rude, right? I'm not rude. I might as well just keep playing it, right? Yeah.
The effect of the claim is that Dr. Kolajesic began research and development into what's known as ionic liquid, R&D, for the reduction of iron ore down to iron in what's known as an ionic liquid solution or a molten-based solution. And it involved
Molten-based
dissolving
solution.
iron or a product of iron ore
Yes.
into ionic liquid and then turning it into iron.
I agree.
The technology that was actually produced at Fortescue and created by about June 2021
2021.
was what's called a solid state
solid
reduction process.
State reduction.
Which is not in an ionic liquid, it's in an aqueous solution.
Wow. That's a good intro. Guys, have you met my next husband? I don't know his name, but it doesn't matter. Just call him ionic solution reduction. This is the last day, guys. This is the last day. We just need a little bit longer, and then Judge Fleischer will be back. Victoria will be back. Melissa will be back. Trey will be back. Jason will be back. Will will be back. Hi, guys. Nope. Kelly, that was the intro. That was definitely the intro. We need that intro today. My customers were yeesh, yeesh, yeesh. So I do this thing, right? At the end of the night, like I can tell. Okay, so most people pay with a credit card, but a good amount still pay with cash. So there's two sets of tips for me. There's credit card tips. They're all in the computer. The boss comes out at the end of the night, pulls the money out of the computer and gives it to me. But then, yeah, that's right, Victoria's off. Then there's cash tips. They go into just, big tip bucket for us to split. So at the end of the night, just I know how my night's gonna go when I just lift that bucket and I shake it a little bit. So if it jingles a lot, then I know I'm gonna have a bad night. Well, today when I lifted that tip bucket, I think it played Bohemian Rhapsody because there were a lot of elderly people in tonight who wanted extra ranch and 2 lemons and 6 waters and just bring waters for the table. He's not gonna drink a water. Just bring waters for the table. I know we sat at the furthest table away from you, but and we're just gonna drink 1 5-ounce beer at a time, so you have to keep running back and forth, back and forth. Does your chicken have what kind of pepper is on your chicken? Pepper. What kind of pepper? Pepper. It's pepper. It's just pepper. So all night long, people were picking on me. All night long, nothing was good enough. It's so cold in here. Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here. The music is too loud. You put too much rum in my drink. So I started with my husband. That's just me telling him how my day was. All right, guys, we got some good stuff today. We do. Let's start it off with, okay, you know how you plead guilty. You plead guilty to a crime. The judge finds you guilty. And then the judge says to you, is there anything you want to say before I pass my sentence? So this guy, he did some bad stuff. He really did some bad stuff. So the judge says to him, is there anything you want to say before I pass sentence? And this is how he spends the next 2 minutes of his life.
Is there anything you want to say before the court sentences you or considers this withheld sentence?
Well, I
Thank
don't
you, thank you, thank
really
you, thank
need
you.
to go to the food pantry. Well, it all depends which see this one the victim states or that I learned that she goes to numerous food pantries around the house since about 4 or 5. And I don't need to go there. But I can order whether once a month because that's all they only give you so much. This other one I go to on Monday. On Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays they just give you enough to get by. Then they feed you, and that's it. And then I would like to go get back to the laundromat because it's closer. See, I'm riding a bicycle 3 miles to and 3 miles back, hauling my laundry. And they were out, I was on I think it was a Thursday is the free laundry day. I can change that. I don't need nothing free. It's only $4 to do the laundry anyway.
My tip doesn't fold it, jingle jingles.
But I'd like to be able to go back to that.
Thank you.
It's closer to my house. Other than 2 things, it's fine, I guess.
He's going to jail for a bit, guys. And that's what he wanted to say before he got sentenced. His attorney, his poor attorney was just sitting there like, well, yeah, what am I going to do? There's no, and I don't know if you got this part, all right? But he had assaulted this woman, okay? And he took the 2 minutes to say, well, I recently found out that she goes to food pantries. I don't have to go there, but I do have to go there at least once a month. And he just told the judge that he's still stalking this woman and he's going to go where she's going to go. And he's going to go to the laundromat because she goes to the laundromat. Well, dude, you're not going to the food pantry and you're not going to the laundromat because you are going to jail, sir. Jail. Marty, thank you. Thank you. Listen, I think what we should do, all of us, just guys, take a minute today and write down on a little card or post it what you would say to the judge if you were about to get sentenced. We see court cases all the time. We see what they say to reduce their sentences. Maybe you should just keep that in your pocket. So if you're ever in front of a judge and you can't think of what to say, you already have it. You have it down pat. You memorize this stuff. It's on a flashcard in your pocket. That way you don't do something stupid like this guy just did. We are going to do homework. Okay, listen. Let's do better homework. Let's do better homework. I'm thinking. So today in Discord, for 1 hour, we went on Facebook Marketplace and we found the weirdest stuff we could find on Facebook Marketplace. and we posted it, and Linus won big time. She hands down whooped all of our butts. I need to think about something. Um, we need to go search tonight for something and post in the Discord to see who finds the best something. So give me some ideas, guys. We want to look for something funny. Okay, how about this? How about this, guys? The best cat costume photo. No, we are not. Wait, I'm old. I can't read that. Yep, that's what I thought it said. No, absolutely not. We are gonna find the best cat costume photo tonight or today. I don't know, whatever, in the next 6 hours. 6 hours from now is the end. You have to find the best cat costume photo and put it in general Discord because that will tick Fozzie off. If we start putting pictures and links in general, he's going to have an aneurysm. But that's fine. Let's do this. Let's find the greatest cat costume photos and give Fozzie an aneurysm all at the same time. Nope, you gotta be quicker than that, Fozzie. Gotta be quicker than that. You said porn. Okay, next. Let's get back to work. Guys, you need to refocus. Cat in a pineapple costume? That will work. What's next? Okay. All right. You know, this guy has some brain cells. This guy's thinking. He's thinking smart, guys.
Appearing remotely, by remote means, I should say, video conferencing into the Zoom meeting. Mr. Hensler, can you see and hear me?
I can.
And Attorney Twyber, you're appearing on behalf of the state? Good afternoon. Mr. Hensler, good afternoon to you. Can you see and hear Attorney Twyber?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to find that we're sight and sound sufficient. And Mr. Hensler, important to note, he's not represented at this time, not in these proceedings, but we should take up the bench warrant that was issued on September 8th. It's still outstanding, and
there's a lot more going on here than what's, because I just came from Sand Ridge not too long ago.
yeah, hang on, Mr. Hensler. I'm just trying to orient myself. I just wanted to be able to recognize exactly how this came about, and it came about. I think it's fair to say the district attorney suggested this or urged this sort of hearing. So Mr. Hensler apparently has pending charges in Dane County, doesn't have a lawyer in this case. And so we're having a hearing to address the warrant. And yeah, so Mr. Hensler, sorry to interrupt you. I don't want you to say too much since you don't have a lawyer, and there's always a possibility that when you start a record the way you started it, we can get into territory that's just not, that wouldn't be a good idea. Do you have any record you want to make, Attorney Twyber?
I too, Your Honor, was just trying to get back up to speed. Does appear as though in mid-July, our office was notified from Dane County that Mr. Hensler was in custody on our warrant. Looks like the last hearing he might have appeared on here was a status hearing from September of 2023. So I think we just need to resume status and then quash the warrant.
So, Mr. Hensler, I do want to offer you some opportunity to say something, as long as I don't sense that we're going to go in a direction that would be adverse to your interests. But what were you saying before, sir?
I've basically been almost a year now under the guidance or control of the system here. I'm confused as to why I went up to Sand Ridge and now I'm back here just sitting here. I don't know where Sandridge came into the picture on things. I don't know who authorized that. I don't know if that was from here or if that's supposed to be for there. So
Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Hensler. All I know is that you're charged with 3 crimes. They wouldn't appear to have much to do with Sandridge, if I'm recalling correctly what Sandridge's primary concerns are. But so here there's 4 charges. There's some impaired driving charges, resisting or obstructing an officer, operating while revoked. And there was a competency hearing or 2. But so what we need to do, Mr. Hensler, I need to know, do you want a lawyer, sir? You're entitled to a lawyer. Even if you can't afford one, I'll make sure you get one.
right. It would probably be the best case scenario to make sure I'm not like slipping into the wrong crevice here, because I don't really understand the court system that well. I don't really practice it or anything.
Okay. So what you
It
need,
sounds like you do though, buddy.
oh, sorry, Mr. Hensler. What you need to do, sir, let's see how we make this happen. I need you to contact the Jefferson County Public Defender's Office at 920-674-2800. You think somebody there will let you do that?
You could probably talk to the deputy up here and probably probably have him go online maybe and search the number. And then I should probably be able to contact someone through the phone line.
Okay.
Here, I guess. I mean, it's hard to do this from the inside.
Yeah. So make a bona fide effort, sir, to do that by 12 p.m. tomorrow. And I think what we're going to do is, do you happen to know, Attorney Toiber, how can you tell us why or how he's in custody beyond those charges?
As best as I can tell from notes from the captain of our jail, Mr. Hensler may have refused to sign a signature bond that he has out of Dane County. So they won't release him unless he signs his bond.
Oh,
But
yeah,
wait,
Mr. Hensler, do you want to say anything about that?
yes, he has the best reason for not signing his PR bond, guys. The best reason.
I got nowhere to go. Partially, I mean, if I get out, then I wind up like I'd have been sitting there. So if I'm sitting here trying to get this resolved here in Dane County, I'm fighting 2 cases at the same time. You understand my confusion and not wanting to be anywhere but someplace where at least I'm being watched, so I'm not doing something bad. Supposedly, is kind of my choice. I don't know, because if I'd have signed that, I got arrested again. So signing to get out to get arrested again didn't seem like a smart idea, because I'm still trying to resolve this in Marshall. I'm not Marshall in Dane County here.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Hensler, I apologize. I don't have sufficient time this afternoon to explore that and that level of detail. What I'm going to do, sir, is leave you with this. You have to call, you need to call the public defender's office by noon tomorrow, the public defender's office in Jefferson. You're going to be expected to be here in court by remote means like today, or in person if you want, sometime later this month or early September. If you're not here, I think that could be problematic for you.
Right.
And
but if I bond out, then am I still going to get brought to your facility?
I don't. Let's see here, Attorney Toiber. Does anybody here know that? Would I be expected to know that?
Well, he had a warrant, so we did orchestrate his voluntary appearance today. So the warrant's now quashed. If the court reinstates his signature bond, which had previously been $750 signature bond, then yes, he would be eligible for release if or when he signs his bond in Dane County.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, Mr. Hensler, and that's important because I almost forgot to do that one important thing, which was quash the warrant. The warrant is quashed. I'm reinstating your signature bond. And I'm going to set another date and time. Expect you to be here. You should have a lawyer by that time. I'm going to take a leap here and assume that you're qualified for a public defender. If you're not, you still have to show up to court, and then we'll figure out a county appointment for you. So make sure you come to court here in Jefferson on September 6th at 8:30. And I wonder if there's somebody here in the courtroom that might not be have an interest, strictly speaking, but might have some information. I could be wrong. Mr. Hensler, can you see folks in the gallery? Recognize anybody over there?
Where, yeah, my parents should be there.
Yeah, sir, did you want to say something? Some discussion off the record.
Yeah, we can't hear mom and dad. They're probably saying, I don't know this man.
He has to address his bond there. He can claim his bond. Did you have a question about his upcoming court date or setting court this year? Or
Yeah, September 6th at 10:30, Mr. Andrew Hensler has to be in this courtroom except upon leave of the court.
What's under the bridge? I don't know that one.
September 6th at 10:30.
Amby Crevice.
that sounds like that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Toiber. Anything else, Madam Clerk?
No, Your Honor.
Recess, thank you.
Hold on a
We all
second. Do I have to, do I have to pay to get out? Or if I sign my bond here, would I still be brought there? How is that gonna work? I'm still not
No,
understanding
no one's
that.
bringing you anywhere. You're an adult.
Oh, yes, sir. I think I'm okay saying off the record that the bond was reinstated. It's a signature bond, which means you don't have to post or cause anybody to post any cash for that bond. Okay, and now I have to move on with the calendar, all right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
He's still asking if people are going to take him to his next hearing. No, nobody's going to take you, but your mommy and daddy are in the courtroom. So maybe they can take you. Or maybe you can go yourself, all by yourself, because you're an adult. Speaking of Ron Crevice, let's go. This is a bad girl, guys. This is a bad girl.
Your Honor, Corey Wiggins on behalf of Robert Hartel for Ms. Palazzolo, who joins me at the table, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. I will note for the record that 3 of these cases are set for a final pre-trial conference today. I think if I got it all correct, those are the files ending in 9-8, 3-5, and 3-6. The remaining cases are set for a final pre-trial conference on September 6th. Also, I will note that Mr. Patrick Cherry represents the defendant on file ending in 6-4, 6-5, 6-6. I know there may or may not have been some kind of conflict, maybe involving other co-defendants if that's the issue. But we had this conference in chambers. Mr. Cherry had another hearing to attend, and he stated that he was allowing Mr. Hartel to speak on Ms. Palazzolo's behalf regarding a motion for modification of bond. Do I have it right so far?
You do, Your Honor.
Ms. Palazzolo, do you mind allowing this attorney, Mr. Hartel, to assist and step in for Mr. Cherry on the 3 files for which he represents you?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That was a long way to get to. Tell me what you want.
Thank you, Your Honor. I know there are several files before the court. What I would say is, to start, thank you to the prosecution for waiving the time limits on this. That is always appreciated. Ms. Palazzolo has obviously been unable to post. Well, I'll rephrase that better. She is currently sitting a misdemeanor sentence. Her release date, I believe, is August 22nd for that. However, she is not expecting to be able to post bond. I want to be clear about that. She does have a lot going on right now. She does have a fiance, at least, who is has cancer, some heavy treatment. He's not expected to last very long. I'll just be brutally upfront about that. She does want to help him get his affairs in order. They do have children in common. She does have some family here today, I believe. Her mother and one of her children is here today. Ms. Palazzolo also helps with the business that her and her fiance run. She wants to make sure she can help him in his final days with all of that. We are hoping that if the court can lower the bond enough, that come the 22nd, when her misdemeanor files are completed, she'll be able to realistically get out, because right now she's talked to her friends and family, and between all of these files, she just cannot do so. I believe they're all currently cash surety. If the court is willing to consider 10% as well as any reduction, she would agree with any bond conditions the court felt needed for public safety or flight risk concerns. Things like GPS tether, mobile testing devices, we know those cost $10 a day, but if she's actually on the street helping with the business, making some money, she can pay that as she goes versus lump sums, which can be more difficult. We asked the court to do whatever it seems fair, but she would obey house arrest, literally any conditions the court wanted to do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Wiggins.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe the defendant, if I recall correctly, she's sitting on multiple sentences in the district court for retail fraud. Or at least, off the top of my head, I think there are 4 retail frauds that she was sitting in. Defendant's prior history, prior to the cases here and prior to the retail frauds that she's sitting sentenced on now, consisted of 19 possession of controlled substance and 20 receiving stolen goods value of $20,000 or less. In 2020, retail fraud. In 2020, retail fraud third. 2020, 2 counts of allowing another person to operate. And then in 23, a retail fraud second. The majority of the charges that we are here for today all occurred while the defendant was in jail.
2 of them have to deal with, and those are files ending in 6-4 and 6-5, have to deal with something about escape while awaiting for trial or attempted escape. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about what those charges are all about?
So, Your Honor, it's believed that Ms. Palazzolo may have been detoxing during this time period. She, in one case in particular, got into a physical, basically a wrestling match with one of the COs. She got out of, she was in a medical cell. She got out of the medical cell and made it as far as the Sally Port door. In another file,
Like the door entering into the Sally Port?
into the Sally Port. So she was still in the booking area, but had made it that far. In another case, the other attempted escape, she wrestled with law enforcement. Again, the COs. That time, she admittedly she only got outside of her door, and he was able to get her back inside. The 2 contraband cases. One contraband case arises from her having some controlled substances that she had concealed inside of her person. She had went to the jail, the hospital, and had those extracted, or at least I'm unclear whether or not the actual medical extracted those, or she was able to get them out herself and provided them to medical. The other allegation is that she had methamphetamine on her person while in the jail, believed to be in either her waistband or the pockets of her oranges, and that it's alleged that she had delivered to 2 different people in the jail. The guidelines, Your Honor, there has been an offer extended. If she accepted that offer, the guidelines would be, the highest guidelines would be 29 to 57. There would be a kilogram for a 36-month cap, so that she remains boot camp eligible. However, because some of these happen in the jail, it would be discretionary whether it's consecutive sentences.
You can see that coming. I mean, I'm sorry. What I meant is, I knew he was going to tell me that. Not that I have any decision. Thank you.
If we were to move forward and she's convicted at trial as charged, the highest guideline range is 84 to 140.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'll leave it at your discretion as to whether or not to reduce the bonds. I do understand that she's going through and what her significant other is going through, but these are pretty substantial charges. And I think the likelihood of conviction is good, whether it be a plea or a trial. I do consider her a risk because of this behavior.
Is this alleged the delivery that's in file ending in 9-8 involved the delivery or alleged delivery inside the facility to and the Western County Jail.
That's correct. So it's alleged to be a delivery of a portion of the methamphetamine that he had in the person.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the totality of this is, the court understands that there is no finding of guilt. The court can consider the likelihood of conviction, knowing that we don't have any suppression issues, and knowing that we've got here on 6 files, the likelihood of conviction, I think I can suggest, or at least for today's purposes, to suggest it's relatively high. The court is quite bothered by the allegations that the defendant has had allegedly attempted to escape the jail twice, and that the defendant is delivering and possessing contraband or controlled substances while inside the jail. Having myself worked in a prison, I know how difficult it is to maintain security and integrity of the facility. A jail or prison is a very strictly controlled environment. And when there are things such as controlled substances, violence can occur, injury can occur, death could occur depending upon the amount of the substance, and it's like spreading a disease. That's what it is, or encouraging disease. Now, at the same time, I look at this and I think about bonds, and I think about, one, the court's not to have any policy on bonds. Like, here's a set amount for this type of offense. Bond is supposed to be set to ensure the defendant's appearance at court and protect the defendant and other people or the community from danger. When I see a $100,000 bond, that's basically, in most people's situation, like saying no bond. And I don't discredit the district court judge at all, but when I look at it, I wonder to myself what kind of, not policy, but whether or not I think a bond is fair. So here's what I will do. In file 13835, and by the way, it's not going to make everything wonderful. The court is going to modify that bond from $100,000 to a $10,000 cash surety bond. The other conditions will remain in effect. In file ending in, that is 13836, in which the defendant had a bond set at $25,000, and that was for a possession of cocaine less than 25 grams. The court will modify that bond to $10,000 cash surety, and the remaining terms or conditions will stay in effect. In file 13864, in which the defendant is charged with attempting to or escaping from jail and assaulting, resisting, obstructing a corrections officer, the court will modify that bond to $20,000 cash surety, with the other terms and conditions remaining in effect. In file 13865, this is another charge of attempting to escape and assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer. The court will again modify that bond from $100,000 to $20,000 cash assurity with the remaining terms or conditions still in place. In file 13866, the defendant is currently charged with delivery of methamphetamine, possession of methamphetamine, and possession contraband inside of a jail. The court there is quite concerned, as I've already highlighted. The court will modify that bond from $100,000 to $50,000 cash assurity, and the remaining terms or conditions will stay in effect. And in file 13898, for which the defendant is charged with delivery of methamphetamine, second time, I said delivery in file 13886. The charge was possession with intent to deliver. I did not state that correctly. It's in the 13898 that we have a delivery of methamphetamine. And in that particular case, the defendant's bond is set at $100,000. This series of transactions or events is quite concerning, based upon, without making a finding of guilt, but based upon just taking a look at this for modification of pre-trial release conditions or bond. We have, at least for this purposes, a person who's potentially greatly struggling with substance use disorder and dealing with addiction issue enough that she's willing to store and hide in her body cavity controlled substances, bring them into a jail. The court's not going to modify our bond on that last one. Thank you. I understand that Ms. Palazzolo has friends and family and supporters, and that's great. And again, I don't make any finding of guilt. But tugging at the heartstrings generally doesn't work. Not with me. Because if you are guilty, not that you are, not that I made a decision, that's who I want to protect. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Tugging at the heartstrings generally doesn't work with me. I mean, I feel bad for what she's going through and her fiance dying and everything, but my Lord, she's assaulting cops. She's escaped twice. She is bringing meth into the jail. Yeah, I mean, that trumps what you're going through outside of jail, lady. I'm sorry. It just does. It just does. Okay, now we're going to the star of the show. We're going to the star of the show. Here we go, guys.
Good afternoon, Judge Dale Quinn, Mr. Sewell.
Mr. Sewell, okay.
There he is, coming up to the phone.
All right, state your name, sir.
My name is Deshaun Deontay Sewell, and my father Wyclef John, and I'm also the leader of the whole Islamic community.
He is the leader of the whole Islamic community, guys. He is. That means he's a big deal. Big deal. So he pleaded not guilty and he went away. So we're not going to see more of him today, but I wanted to.
Okay, so Mr. Queen, what's your announcement?
Judge, we're pleading not guilty this time.
Okay. All right, thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Brumfield, can you hear me? I don't think you need to do anything. Just speak. You can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, so let's see. Did you receive the transcripts for your case, Mr. Brumfield?
Yes, ma'am. I actually received them twice.
All right. Yes, I think we sent them twice. Are you ready to proceed?
I'm not sure. I haven't been able to do nothing as far as my case.
I can't hear you, Mr. Brumfield.
I said I haven't been able to do anything else besides getting transcripts on my case. I haven't been able to go to the law library or anything. I've turned in the affidavit for the public defender. I still haven't heard them back from my dad either.
You want the public defender to assist you, or are you going to represent yourself? Because I thought you were pretty clear you wanted to represent yourself.
That was 2 years ago now.
So your position is you don't want to represent yourself. You want the public defender's office to assist you.
Yes, ma'am. I've been saying it since sentencing.
Say that one more time.
I've been telling y'all that since sentencing. Since I got sentenced.
When were you sentenced?
August 11th, 2022.
Right now she's thinking, hold my beer, pro se. Hold my beer.
I turned in 2 affidavits and I still haven't heard anything back.
Give me a second. Let me see what my notes.
Can I?
Give me 1 second.
And in case you don't remember her, you just don't mess with her. Period. Period. Do not mess with this one. Ever. That would be a no. He did not want an attorney when he got sentenced. She has an attack badger. Attack badger. No emotional support.
Okay, because everything I'm saying is letters from you indicating that you were asking for transcripts and things of that nature. I don't see any letter in here indicating that you changed your position, because I think after sentencing your position.
It was in court. I was in court when I made that decision. I did that the last time I asked for representation. It was back in January, the last status hearing.
And you're saying
I got an
last
affidavit. Yes, ma'am. I got an affidavit in the mail, but I guess they sent it to the wrong count and they ended up sending it here. And I got it like in May, and I filled it out again. It's the second time I filled it out. The first time I filled one out, I was at Riverbend. It was 2022. I filled out 2. I just sent one in recently in May.
Have you received anything, Mr. Kleinrock?
I can't hear him.
That question was from Mr. Kleinrock.
I'm sorry, I had mute on. He would have been, Mr. Brumfeld, I assume you sent that to Mr. Petrie?
Yes, sir. That's the name that was on the affidavit. I mean, on the mail when it came to me.
Unfortunately, he's at the dentist right now.
Okay. But Mr. Brumfield wish to be represented by the public defender's office. Looks like And Mr. Brumfield, your position is you're sure you want to be represented by the public defender's office, correct?
Yes, I've been stating this for like going on 2 years now.
Say that again.
I've been stating this going on 2 years now.
You've been stating that going on 2 years?
Yes, ma'am. I even
okay, well, let me figure out, let's back that up, because I need to figure out why because here's what I have letters from you indicating you're representing yourself.
I understand that. Like last time I sent a letter to the clerk, I actually felt like I was being hounded due to the fact that I'm pro se, but I ended the last affidavit I just filled out. I got that back in May. That's because I sent the letter to the clerk's office, letting y'all know that I've been requesting counsel, but I haven't been able to get it. On top of that, I haven't even been able to go to the law library. And
Well,
it's
why
been
would you be
2
going
years
to a
since
law
I've,
library if you're saying you're not representing yourself?
because I haven't gotten counsel yet. I haven't had any communication. I haven't had nothing. I turned in 2 affidavits now. Like I said, the first affidavit I turned in was 2022. I just turned another one in this past May.
Okay, hold on for a second. So at our last hearing, you're saying in January, at that last hearing in January,
Biblioteca.
that was the hearing where you stated to me that you wanted an attorney.
I stated that then, I stated that at sentencing, and I stated it back in the court, court that we had.
Okay, well, let me look at your sentence. Let me look at your sentencing where you said that. Hold on.
I don't know. I believe Kelly. Hi, Lacey. It is Saturday right now.
And both of them, the affidavits went to the same person, Daniel Petrie, I guess.
So you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Get ready. Inmates have to use paper and pen, though, if they can find it.
So at the sentencing hearing, here I'm reading from the transcript. Because I want the record to properly reflect your position. So it says, all right,
Right
so
now.
Mr. Bromfield, if you would come forward. All right, Mr. Bromfield is being represented by Mr. Fowler, right? And your response is, no, I'm pro se. Mr. Costello says he's pro se, judge. Okay, you're pro se, that's right. And then, so you, at your sentencing hearing, your position is you're pro se. You did not say you're not. In fact, I asked you I was going to represent you, and you said you were pro se. Well, hold on. Let me make sure you don't change your mind. Hold on.
And even if it doesn't reflect in the transcripts, I remember I even read my transcripts. I asked for representation more than 3 times now.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. But it looks like maybe there was a conflict in the public defender's office. Sometimes people.
You told me that at the sentencing.
But it looked like you asked I was going to appoint you to Mr. Fowler, but you had asked him to be removed from your case.
Yes, ma'am, they told me he wouldn't give me another representation, so that's what made me end up representing myself.
Okay, hold on one second. All right, so I sentenced you without Mr. Fowler because you had indicated you did not want the public defender's office to assist you. And so that's why Mr. Fowler said he believes that there's an issue because you had removed him from the case, from the trial. So then I proceeded with sentencing, with you being pro se. Okay, I see. I think that's what happened. All right. At least for the sentencing part.
He had a lawyer at sentencing and fired that lawyer at sentencing.
And we're gonna skip past sentencing, I still ask after sentencing. Every other court that after sentencing, I ask for representation.
No, you
I
didn't.
feel like I said, I filled out 2 affidavits. I'm not understanding why I ain't heard nothing back yet. That's why I'm
But
like.
I think initially you said you had to represent yourself. And then when we got rid of
In our reality, I never actually represent myself. I was actually forced to represent myself because I didn't want William Fowler on my case. And I asked for other representation. I wanted to let him go and be appointed a different attorney. You said you wasn't gonna do that. You said either I'm gonna take William Fowler and represent myself. And I didn't want to be represented by him. Because he wasn't working for me. I stated all that in court. You know, if
Every other court.
The court date was like April, it was somewhere between April 21st and 22nd of 2022.
So looks like after the sentencing, there was a motion for new trial. A verdict form, let's see.
Get out of my record.
Motion for new trial was filed on August 22nd, 2022. Looks like you filed that one. And that was filed pro se.
Is there gonna be any? Guy right here just said I turned the affidavit to Daniel Picture, which I did. So what's going on with him? Like, it's like this is the second time.
I'm trying to go through it now to tell you what it was. I think the fact is you keep filing pro se motions, so it makes.
I only filed one motion. That's the motion for new trial.
Well, you filed the motion for no, that's not true. That's the reason why you keep getting your transcripts, because you're asking for them. So we don't send transcripts to defendants just because they ask for them. We're only send a transcript for a defendant who is pro se. Because you're asking for them, it looks like you're handling your case yourself when perhaps you're not.
This time around that my transcripts came, I never asked for transcripts again. I asked for transcripts one time. And that's when I got a letter in the mail telling me that the transcripts wasn't ready. Then I ended up getting transcripts in the mail when they got ready. This time around, this month here, I just got transcripts again. I never requested.
I'm not talking about this month. I'm going through your.
I'm telling you,
you're going to have to be quiet, Mr. Brumfield. It will be good for you to listen to what I'm saying, okay? So that you can understand the posture of the case. You can't understand the posture of the case because you're not seeing it and you don't have it in front of you. But it will probably be good if you would listen so that I can read it to you. Then you can make arguments after. It doesn't make sense to make an argument. Don't ma'am me. Let me finish and go through the transcript with you, the docket with you, So you'll see, and you can make arguments based upon what I'm reading to you. Why would you make arguments without me presenting the case on the record? It makes no sense. All right. So your motion for new trial was filed August 22nd.
Hi, Mia Mina. Hey.
Of 2022. And at that time, after I received the motion for new trial, we scheduled a hearing. That hearing was scheduled for November 11th of 2022. November 11th of 2022. And on that November 11th, 2022 date, let's see, so we need to see what happened after the November 2022 hearing. On January 31st of 2023, there was an order, there was a letter written by you. It says, hey, I'm writing today to request a copy of my motion for new trial. I have an upcoming court date next month and need a copy of my motion. I was placed in a restricted unit in the facility. Lodging in my property was misplaced. I really appreciate it if the motion made it to me in a timely manner. Please also send a copy of this letter to me. And that was dated January 23rd. I then did an order where I said, defendant is representing himself on appeal. He requested a copy of the motion for new trial he filed. As a one-time courtesy, the request is granted and a copy of the motion will be attached to defendant's copy of this order. That was on February 15th of 2023. So I did an order because it was my understanding that you were representing yourself. That's the reason why I wrote that order. It was filed February 15th. On April 1st of 2023, your transcripts came in from April 1st, April 2nd, April 13th, your transcripts came in. Then on the 24th, July 24th, 2023, I did another order. It says defendant went to trial, was convicted of aggravated assault, and was sentenced to prison. He represented himself for trial and filed a timely pro se motion for new trial. The transcript was sent had been filed, and the court orders that the clerk is to send a copy of that transcript to the defendant at the address. The copy of the sentence, the signed indictment, and the verdict form should also be included. So I signed that on July 20th of 2023. Again, because I'm responding to your orders, your letter, thinking you're representing yourself. Then on October 20th of 2023, I get another letter by you. It says, I received my transcripts from trial, but I'm missing folder number 4, the signed indictment and the sentence form. And I would like to have these documents mailed to me immediately. Again, acting as if you're representing yourself. So therefore, this transcript sentence that was filed on January 20th, 2023 came in. On November 29th of 2023, you wrote another letter to the court. And you said, I'm writing this to request for a copy of my grand jury hearing, transcripts, and audio recordings. If these documents aren't available, please write me back. We then did a scheduling order for January 8th, indicating we're going to have a status hearing on your case that was scheduled for January 24th, 2024. And let's see. Right after that hearing, I got another letter from you on November 3rd, because that hearing was on January 24th. I got another letter from you on January 30th, 2024. It says, I'm writing to find out on my motion for new trial. I filed the motion on August 11th, and on the day and on November 22nd, 2022, I had a review hearing and was told that I would be rescheduled in 90 days. It's been over 90 days. And I was wondering, what's the holdup? It looks like that letter, I can't really read this one, but then you wrote a letter on March 3rd and said, I'm writing this letter today to request my trial transcript from May 16th, 2022, May 19th, 2022, and my hearing transcript, my sentencing transcript from August 11th, I was told that it would take 6 months for them to file it at my sentencing hearing on August 11th. Would have really appreciate if these documents were sent to me. And then we scheduled a hearing for today, in July of 2024. So what I'm trying to say is, because you keep writing us and indicating that you are asking for documents and things of that nature, it appears that you are representing yourself. And that's the reason why I'm responding.
What about the last letter I wrote about the representation?
I don't have a letter about representation from you, but I will go back and look at the transcripts to see if there are some. But what I'm trying to say now is, if your position is you want to be represented, we can make that happen. But I also just wanted to make sure that you understood that because you kept writing the court indicating you're representing yourself, you're going back and forth. I don't know what you're trying to do. And I made that clear to you twice when you and I were talking, because you'll say you want something and then you'll go back and forth. And I'm not quite sure what you want. And you can't do that, because when you are kind of equivocating, I don't know what you're trying to do. But every single time you write me and you ask me for a document and you say you're handling yourself pro se, I'm going to respond and send that document to you. If you were a defendant in prison and you had an attorney and you wrote me and said, I want my transcript, I wouldn't send it to you free, because I wouldn't even respond to you because you have an attorney. I would respond to you because you have an attorney. The only reason I respond to you is because you're pro se. But if you were not pro se, I wouldn't respond to you because you have an attorney. I would respond to your attorney, but I wouldn't be responding to you. So
okay,
now your position is you want the public defender to represent you. Is that what I'm hearing?
Like I said, I've been saying it for 2 years now. The last letter I wrote to the clerk was asking about the representation, asking about the affidavit that I turned in. When I wrote that letter, I got the affidavit in the mail the next week. So I know that letter got to the clerk, because the next week I got the affidavit in the mail, and that's the one that he's saying I turned in Daniel Fleischer.
Okay, I read you everything that I see on the record, and nothing here asked for, nothing here wanted to be represented by anyone. So I'm not saying, I don't see anything of that nature.
Okay. Well, you got to check with your clerk, because I asked about representation. I also stated that I haven't even been able to go to a law library. Right now, this
so which one is it? Are you trying to be pro se and go to the law library, or you want the public defender?
If I'm not going to get no representation, I'd rather go to the law library so I can be able to help myself out a little bit.
I need for you to tell me clearly right now, are you trying to represent yourself, or do you want the public defender to find a conflict defender for you? Actually, you wouldn't do a conflict defender. It would, well, I don't know. Mr. Kleinrock, how would y'all handle that? Because he specifically—
This is the second time we asked you this.
I don't think it would be a conflict attorney, because there would be no ineffectiveness claims because he represented himself.
No. Okay, so then I will appoint the public defender's office to represent Mr. Brumfield. And so, Mr. Brumfield, if Mr. Kleinrock is indicating at this juncture he doesn't see this information in the file, but of course, Mr. Petrie has your actual file, so there might be some information in there. We're not sure, but if it turns out that they don't have anything from you, he'll end up sending this information to you. You need to complete it and send it back to them so they can—
I said it out twice.
I understand. You may have to—
I definitely get to drive.
So what do you want us to do? Because if you're going to not fill it out again, I don't know what else to tell you. If we don't have it, we don't have it.
So where's this mail going when I'm sending it in there?
I don't know.
If y'all not getting this mail, where is it going? Because I'm putting 320 Church Street, right? I'm putting that on the mail when I send it.
I tell you what, I'll bring you back to DeKalb County. You can fill it out while you're here. So we can just do that. If your position is you just can't get this document back and forth, I'll just have you brought to DeKalb and you can do the document that you need, because I don't know what else to tell you. I don't have it in the file. I don't see it in the file. Maybe Mr. Petrie has it and he's not present today because we didn't know what your position was going to be at this juncture. So I could just bring you back here and you can fill the file. You can fill it out when you get here. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. When is it going to be?
I'm gonna put you on the next calendar, whenever the next calendar is. Mr. Kleinrock, would you double check with Mr. Petrie just to make sure you didn't have it?
I sent him an email after.
Okay, now just remember the other day we had the hearing on the court reporters not getting their work done in a timely fashion. Well, I was hoping Lenny Crick would speak this whole time because his name, I love his name, Lenny Crick. Take me down to the crick. All right, Lenny Crick is about to speak.
Asking at the outset of this, I've not heard back from him, but like I said, he's at the dentist.
Okay. We'll make a request to bring you in ASAP. So I'll just put you on the status calendar and bring you in. Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, I did want to bring something to the court's attention.
Yes.
My review of the record shows that the Ferretta hearing was never transcribed and a transcript of the exhibits was never filed. I did try to reach out to Ms. Ramirez, but have not heard back from her.
So tell me what she owes you one more time, please.
There was a Ferretta hearing conducted on April 21st, 2022.
And I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, the Ferretta hearing is the hearing to where she discusses him being pro se. You know, are you sure you want to be pro se? Do you have any experience? Do you know the rules of evidence? Blah, 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 blah. So if that Ferretta hearing would have been transcribed by the court reporter, Judge Barry's words to him right now today would have been so much different. She would have read right from that transcript. But he gets a little annoyed that it wasn't transcribed too, even though if it had been, he really would have it really would have got yelled at. He doesn't get that.
That transcript has not been filed.
All right.
And the exhibit transcript has not been filed either.
All right. All right. So I'll try to get those within the next 2 weeks. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Marshall, if you'll make a note of that so we can send that via email and in a letter to Ms. Ramirez.
Yes, ma'am. Do we have a date for the exhibits? Do we have a date for the exhibit?
2 weeks. 2 weeks for the Ferretta hearing and the exhibit transcript.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll get those in. All right.
I got a lot of cricks here.
So, and
Running
also
cricks.
let's see if we can bring Mr. Brumfield
Crayfish in there.
in. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see, can we do the end of the month? How much time do we need for state prison to bring him in?
Usually 2 weeks, Your Honor, minimum.
All right, let's see. All right, let's do it on the 28th, August 28th, 8:30 status conference. And then put to status conference in person.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, if Mr. Petrie confirms he's received the financial affidavit in time, should he contact you to cancel that?
Yeah, contact me and we'll cancel it. And then we'll probably do another hearing in another 60 days. That'll give him an opportunity to review the file. All right. I think that's it. You all have a good day.
The worst part about that whole thing that upset me the most, what broke my heart, was he got a different lawyer. I was really, really hoping. I was on the edge of my seat hoping they would give him the original lawyer back and say, okay, you got your lawyer. But that's not what happened. he got Mr. Petrie this time, which means in a roundabout 2 years later sort of way, he won. He won. But did he win? Because it's been 2 years and he's in jail. So, okay. I made a mistake, which I do every stream. Every stream I make a mistake, and the stream is no different. After I got off work, I recorded the Judge Fleischer clip that I wanted to play tonight, and it was muted the whole time. So we're going to fake it again. And we're just going to play right from the stream, and I don't have a clip. And that is life, guys. So I got to unmute him. And I got to make sure I'm muted right here.
Claim, Your Honour.
Oh, did you hear that? I wasn't muted.
I'll just seek to summarise.
That's not my intro. Sorry. Focus. Stay focused, guys. I'll be back later, honey. Okay. So we're going back to the velour. Oh no, camouflage day. Look at her. Look at Victoria. We're going to go back to camouflage day and end our, I don't know, we still have one more stream to go before, well, I don't even know. What day is it today, guys? No, we have one more stream to go before we get a new Fleischer clip. However, you guys could just go see him tomorrow after the stream and see him on his stream. You don't have to wait until the next day when I stream. Or I'm sure everybody else will be covering him. You can see him. I don't know who covers him. Other channels. Whatever other channels you go to watch. Mrs. Fields, maybe. I don't know. Does she do Judge Fleischer? American Courts, definitely. I think would maybe probably do Judge Fleischer, right? Maybe Law Talk with Mike will do some Judge Fleischer. I don't know. Does he do Judge Fleischer? If you were going to see Judge Fleischer Monday, who would you go to see? Law Talk with Mike. Well, I'm sure you'll find a good. Oh, Lone Wolf. Probably Lone Wolf. Definitely Lone Wolf. Politically Pink? Does Politically Pink do? Okay. Anyway, I think this is where we left off the day we did this, but it was, a bit ago. So you got to excuse me if I get it a little wrong.
There's a 15-month probation and a time served offer, Judge.
They've given you two offers in this case. Guys, please. They've given you two offers in this case. It's 15-month probation and or time served. I'm giving you a week to figure out what you want to do. And I'm going to tell you now, you ever take off on me again, I'm going to quadruple your bond.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand me? As it stands, you have a week to tell me what you want to do. You must be back here July 1st.
So much.
Is that?
I just
It's a week in like 2 days. Yeah, but Friday we try not to do cases. So we'll just we'll go to July 1st, Victoria, plea or trial. You don't ask me questions, dude.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna wait.
Tell me,
and
does he
then
have a
I'll
Texas
talk
driver
to you,
license?
and I'll answer all your questions, okay? Just have a seat in the jury box and I'll come get you.
I don't have a driver's license number for this guy.
Hold on, Mr. Blanco. I can excuse you.
No, I'm sorry, I did, because I thought we were finished.
Let me see. Let me see if I can run him by anything else.
I'm going to have him sign an affidavit promising us he's not going to drive.
I don't have a Texas driver's license number under his name.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Blanco, you're not allowed to drive, and I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're using alcohol or dope, you will go to jail.
Yes, sir.
You will not get any more PR bonds. The worst thing you can possibly do in this short life of ours is get in the car and drive. If you do that, I will have a contempt hearing. you'll be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive.
So,
All right, we will have you come up here, sign this. After that, we'll see you in a week. Hi. Yeah.
Judge, I still have another case. That's all right, Judge. Blanco. Blanco. Wilfredo Blanco. Judge, we also have to address Ms. Scott. She's the one that has the BVR that you put on today.
Come up, Ms. Scott.
Ms. Scott, okay. Ms. Scott. So this allocations that, you tested positive and for some drugs.
Scott, I'm sending you for a drug test right now.
Okay, she's gonna, some THC.
Okay.
So you're on medical cannabis? Okay, let me make a copy of that. She's gonna want you to go take a drug test now.
I'm sending you for a drug test now. You're not to smoke marijuana, man. You understand? What is your medical condition?
TSD.
I don't know. I'm sending you now
Oh
for
my
a drug
God.
test. I want to know what else, if anything, is in your system, and then we can talk about it.
Just marijuana.
Well, let's obey his order. Go get and make sure that's it, and then we'll go from there.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
So we're going to, we will have Ms. Tracy. We'll just have a seat, Ms. Tracy.
All right, line.
That's it, Judge.
Please. Good morning, young man. How are you? Would you like a lollipop? No, you don't want a lollipop? Look,
I would like
I have
a
so much
lollipop.
candy, young man. You can have, let's see, what is that? Sweet tarts. You can have a Tootsie Roll Pop.
You want to get one?
Oh, I have jelly beans. You want some jelly beans? You can have as much candy as you want. I'm a chunky. Here.
Introduce yourself, please. What's your whole name?
Oh, nice to meet you, Becky. And you have a cupcake too. Wow.
He gets the cupcake from Judge Ross across the hall.
Fantastic.
I just want to.
It's nice to.
Okay, Judge Ross is across the hall. He just said it. Judge Ross is the one that filled in for him in this court that he's in all week. So now we know Judge Ross is across the hall. And there's Ramona. Hi, Ramona.
Meet you.
Okay. So that's my grandson. Only grandson I have out of 7 children. I only have one grandchild.
Only one.
And this is Mr. Bernstein and my Lenny Kravitz.
That's right. Do you like being and coming to court?
Because you get candy. Cupcakes, right?
Every time you come here, I will give you more and more candy. Okay? So come as much as you want, and we'll give you as much candy as you want. We want you to have a good time.
Abuelo. Not Papa, abuelo.
Oh, sorry.
Abuelito.
Abuelita. Okay. So we'll see you next time.
Okay, have fun, my friend. Hey, does he want to see the jail? Is he too young?
He's too young. I don't see.
Maybe he doesn't get it. Yeah. Is he 4? 4.5?
Ask him about it. He'll tell you.
How old are you, son? 5 3/4. That's awesome. Hey, he's on it. He's on it. Good job.
David's up there.
Yes. That.
It's only 3. Is there more?
Yeah, well, I appointed one that we didn't have, Wilson.
Yes.
Okay.
Are these right? Is that what you wanted? Look it over.
Okay, I need a second. All right, come on up. Hi, Alan. Tell me what's up.
See if we can get PC for Samuel Duto.
Okay.
I wanted to see if we can get PC for Samuel Duto.
Okay, sure.
Here on September 13th.
Okay, hold on. Just way too loud. Okay, so is he in custody?
Yes, he's currently in custody.
So he's got two cases. He got the theft and the failure to ID.
Yes.
Which one are you challenging?
Failure to ID.
Okay.
On September 13th, 2023, at approximately 3:22 in the morning, officers were conducting routine patrol at 7-Eleven. And the alley behind the 7-Eleven, which is a common place for drug activity, graffiti, panhandling, and transit hanging out. They noticed a person using the wall plug-in on the outside of the business to charge his cell phone. Officers made contact with the person and asked for his identification. The suspected charge is theft of a service under penal code.
Oh, come on. They charge him with theft because he's trying to charge his phone?
No, they didn't charge him with that, Your Honor. This is the.
I know, but that's the contact to get to him.
Yes.
There's nothing mentioned in that in the report. When they approached them, there was no indication that the owner said that they didn't have permission to be there. There was no indication to say that they did not receive permission to charge their phone. They approached them for what?
Your Honor, it's not common that a store clerk would offer someone the opportunity to charge their phone in the alley behind the 7-Eleven as opposed to within the 7-Eleven itself.
Just because it's not common doesn't mean you can't have it.
And so so they go up to him, they start talking to him,
He identifies himself as Vinny Mancuso, birthday 3/19/1991. Then he said his name was Samuel Mancuso, same birthday. He was unable to verify each one of those, and another officer eventually located his wallet and identified himself by his true name, Samuel Duoto.
They were doing nothing.
Defendant had outstanding warrants and was placed in custody.
He was
charging his phone.
What do you think? Charging his cell phone, so they come up to him and they start talking to him, and then, I mean, come on. Do we need help back there?
No, nothing treats you better.
You all right back there?
Yeah, he's fine. He doesn't care if he wants to go now. He's not getting his way.
Who is it?
I don't even know him. The attorney told him he was doing, but I don't know about it.
Okay.
Probably. No, it's not.
Talk to Pavel, let's see.
Judge, we would, we'll defer to the court. I mean, he didn't have a warrant for his arrest, so.
I mean, he's stuck anyways, right? Because the theft is good. He's not going anywhere, right, on the theft. So.
The way it's charged, it sounds like it's PC, but we'll defer to because he had a warrant for his arrest. I mean, that's.
Do you want to do something with it today anyways?
We weren't. We had something worked out. I didn't like the fact that,
because it might happen anyways.
I wanted time served. I wanted the time served. He offered, he would have to do 24 more days.
I'm okay with that, or I'm okay with whatever you want.
Okay.
It's up to you guys.
Yes, Your Honor. I always defer to Pavel with things that, after 90 days, depends once time served.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm totally fine with that too.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. We'll get him up. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be.
Entering in a governor's warrant for remand.
You need me to talk to him?
I talked to him.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, thank you.
That's good enough.
Oh, you said do you need me to talk to him? Oh, you can.
You need to talk to him. No, right?
I was gonna say, he took a 6 CDC sentence. He knows he's going there first, and then he's not contesting. He doesn't want a hearing, so I think he's
great.
understands.
You'll see that the Supreme Court ruled on Ramey.
Yes, I just got a note. I haven't read all the way through.
Can I give this back to you?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Are we good? Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll just pick a date for the TDC.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Want to do like a month out?
I didn't order drug tests.
Huh?
I didn't.
Yeah, I know. So then does that mean these are obsolete? Yeah, they're 12 states law position.
Okay.
Oh, they did? I thought you made. No, I thought it was just a mullet. Oh, okay. No, we're still.
No. Hey, Logan.
Sure.
Did you file conditions on Rojas?
No, no.
Can you just do no contact, no weapons? That's it.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll just kill these. Yeah. So no free time.
Okay, so then delete the Judge Ramirez's impact.
Oh, hi guys, come. Well, I don't know where you wanna. Yeah, I guess. Give me a second. Let me, because Lori's been waiting a long time. Lori.
Hey, Judge, good morning.
Next time, will you yell up so I don't sit here because I forget? So just.
Okay, it's not a problem.
But it is.
I'm calling on, approaching on Dane Morales. I have not received a phone call from him this week, but I did miss a phone call yesterday. I was asking if we could set him for bond forfeiture for next week at Friday and issue the warrant then because.
Lori, I'm okay with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but that's it. If he hasn't called you by then.
The warrant is issued, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Okay. Nick.
Hey, Judge. I have John Patterson on the docket. This is the one that we rolled from yesterday so that Logan could get in touch with the complaining witness. I understand that he did, and they are not opposed to removing the GPS monitor.
That's correct. She's not opposed.
So it's still no contact, no weapons. We'll just take the GPS off.
Appreciated, Judge. And then in terms of the next reset, the state's made me a pretrial offer, which I'm going to be conveying to my client, a pretrial diversion offer, which I'm going to convey to my client today. But it would be a dispositive one. So if we could get 30 days.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only 85 days. Patterson, bottom of 15, 30 days.
Bigger boobs win.
How is July 23rd through the 25th?
July 23rd to the 25th.
23rd looks good.
Is this a requirement?
No, it's waived. And they gave him a pretrial offer.
Okay.
And so we're also going to take off GPS monitor. And but the no contact, no weapons remains.
Thank you so much, Judge, and have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, yes. Mr. Gifactos, I'll take you next. Hi. Okay.
We met this on Tuesday.
I remember.
For, proof of his VA and.
Well, I would like to know what he wants exactly.
Yes, so we've been working on that, since Tuesday to now. The way he gets his appointments for the VA, it's for that's where he gets the benefits, his medical and his mental health appointments. I was able to get a confirmation of his appointments. I was not able to get information of like how frequent they are, but I do have them if you would like to view them.
What exactly does he want?
So essentially to be able to attend these appointments, and there's for a specific date and time. For example, it's June 24th, 25th, and 27th. And they're, like I said, one is at 3, one is at 4, and one is at 9:30 in the morning.
No?
Yes, so that's what I was trying to facilitate with the VA, but we weren't able to get in contact with them. The way it works is he gets the message of when his appointments are confirmed.
I have a really hard time giving someone like Mr. Baker any latitude with all the charges that he has racked up,
I understand. An option also that I would suggest maybe is, if you allow him to go to his June 24th appointment, then, I could be on the phone with them. He's talking to them directly and we can get, just a set date at least, for us to know, hey, he's going every month or every 2 weeks on a specific day, one day, even if it's a long period of time.
He has a GPS monitor, doesn't he? Let's do this also. I'd like to know how well he's been doing. So I'm not going to say yes to this yet, but first let's see how well he's been doing. So let's, today's really busy because it's a Friday. So I would say perhaps, I don't know, when would be good to get with Tracy to pull the records to see how well he's been doing on his GPS monitor. And if he's been doing well and in compliance, then I'll say yes to your appointment.
Okay.
The first one, and we'll go from there. But I want to know how well he's been doing.
Okay.
Just to make sure that he's in compliance. And then,
Okay.
I guess baby steps as a
And I
good.
think it would help when we set to see how good he was doing on his GPS. Also, I would provide proof of his probation because he is having an issue going to his probation appointment for his earlier felony, which is about to be completed in about 3 months. I did speak to his PO. She did confirm.
So is happening on his federal case.
On his federal case, to my understanding, he hasn't been indicted yet.
You representing him in that?
No, we are not. No. But I did speak to the prosecutor earlier, and I just sent an email just asking what they would like to do on these cases.
Do you know who the federal lawyer is?
Yes. Oh, no, the prosecutor, federal prosecutor, just based on discovery that was disclosed earlier. Yeah. And it's saying that they are planning to indict, but they haven't yet.
Interesting, and it'll be interesting to see if you guys can work out a global resolution, including the federal case as well. I don't know. Hey, Pavel,
Yes.
is that possible? What do you think about a global resolution with the federal case as well? Is that something
That's something we've done before. I just can't give it a guarantee. They did dive in and I can go from there.
do you know who we're talking about? Baker.
Yes. I know what we're talking about. So on Baker Judge, with the federal indictment, they see the indictment, and from there I can talk to the prosecutor and sort of figure it out. But as of right now, I can't give it that guarantee because I don't even see the indictment yet.
No, she said it's not been indicted. But he wants to be able to go out in July to VA appointments. So
Oh, I'm sorry, this was June. That's what I had the
June?
Monday. That's what I wanted to search. Yes.
I thought you said July.
Sorry. No.
She provided proof of VA appointments, Judge. It reflects the bond conditions he already has in the feds.
Just, if you can do me a favor, get with Tracy a little bit later, just because we're kind of busy now, and find out about how well he's been doing. And then we'll go from
Okay.
there.
Because you have bond conditions on the feds too?
Yes.
Let's see it.
Yes. And the last page is there.
Cool, okay. So your first, you see how this phone is your residence except for, and then it has like a bunch of exceptions. And I think one of them is the VA appointments. I think it's a doctor or something, but, so.
This is so open-ended, man.
I know.
This is just like mental health treatment. I mean, who's to say your grandmother cannot provide mental health treatment? You know what I mean? By just going to talk to her.
I'm sure that in the feds, they'll need some kind of proof, just like we do. So, she has.
Is he under GPS monitor with the feds as well?
I believe, yes, he is, yes.
Because he's on hold.
Yeah.
But he also has, he has proof of VA appointments, so I'm actually on the phone.
Just get with JC, make sure that he's in compliance. Let's pull the GPS records and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Good job, Perch, after.
Domino's Pizza. Yeah, no dryer. Yeah, and no dryer. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Over this way, they're coming to sign up for the plea, Soto and Rivera for Alan, once they finish signing their plea.
Tim.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Hi, good morning, sir. Been a while.
Yeah, I've been a little bit out, Your Honor. I'm
You
getting
look good.
much better.
What's going on with you, man?
I'm here on our own Vergara Quiroz, Your Honor. His case was dismissed back on May 13th for, you found there was no probable cause. We're trying to get a rifle back, Your Honor, and I have filed an unopposed motion to retrieve the property. I talked to this, they have no problem with that.
What's your cause number?
House number 250-8982, Judge.
8982?
Yes, 8982, Your Honor.
I need proof of purchase, Tim. I will give the gun back to him, but I want proof that he actually purchased the weapon. I need like some kind of receipt so I know that the gun is going back to the right person.
It's saying, Your Honor, that that's an antique and it might be going back to family. I don't know how that can be. I'll do my best to get it.
Will you reach out to them and ask them for, if you get a gun at like Academy, they give you a receipt with the serial number on it. I'd like to know if they got the gun. I'd like to see a receipt.
I will be more than glad to go back to him and check that out, Your Honor. The question is, just in case he doesn't have it because it was passed on to him, what do
I
we
don't know. I don't know, but I mean, see what you can do and then we'll go from there.
I'll be more than glad to, Judge. Thank you.
And then come back here any day.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Tim. Good luck.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Show that one. Yay, Chad.
I don't have it.
Hi, Tinsel.
It says motion bond conditions.
Oh, okay. It's at the bottom. Okay, done. Okay, guys, are we ready? Alan. Okay, so first we have, is this that's Rivera and Soto?
With the D.
Oh,
I can't-
Duarte,
I know
right.
I mispronounced it, so. Pronounce it one more time?
Duto.
Duto.
Be careful when you charge your phone. You now know they're gonna mess with you anytime, even going to a 7-Eleven, you know what I mean? Be careful, right? So, sir, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with failure to identify oneself. You're also charged with theft. Alan, what are we doing on this?
I believe we're going on the failure to ID and dismissing the.
Dismiss the theft?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a fantastic deal, Mr. Duato. I hope that you understand this and appreciate it. Most times people plead to the theft case and it really hoses them. Because then you're looking at, federal, or not federal, but felony time next time. So you're charged with failure to ID. It's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. They've offered you time served. What time are we looking at? No, Duato.
Oh,
Sorry, Adam, that sucks.
18 days in jail, credit for the 6 days that you've done. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement, and same goes with you, Mr. Rivera. You both give up a lot of rights by entering these agreements. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement,
Bozzie.
you can never change this or undo this.
Thank you, Donald.
Now, Mr. Rivera, you're charged with assault of a family member. You need to understand that this comes with an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another one of these cases, you'll be facing a 3rd-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Do you understand? Have you ever been to prison before? It's not a fun place, man. You can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this plea bargain agreement as well. You picking up a gun is a Class A misdemeanor in and of itself, okay? What time are we looking at on Rivera?
I think it's a Navy term.
21
But
to
I'm
7?
not sure.
Okay, so it's 21 days in jail, credit for the 7 days that you've already done. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, sir. And Mr. Rivera, how do you plead? I will find you guilty as well. I will roll both of your court costs so you won't owe anything, and good luck to you guys. All right.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go through that.
Oh, Bozzie and Donald, I learned a Navy term on Tuesday, and then I forgot it by Tuesday. So I was going to impress you with my Navy term stuff and I lost it. So it's a TP boat. I know a torpedo is the T, but I cannot remember what the P stands for. So I don't know any of your Navy terms.
Thanks. Okay, Connor.
We have two cases. First is Janiyah Smith. This is a case where she's doing BIP. She's here today.
Right.
She has finished, she told me she's finished 8 of her classes, which is halfway. She does have a infant child that is preventing her from, being able to go more. But she has 8 classes, 8 of the 16.
When will she offer this?
In January.
And she only has 8 classes since January. I have a problem with that. Can you bring her up, please?
1v1 me, Fozzie. 1v1 me.
This offer was given to you in January? That's, so it took you 4 months just to get started?
That was because I had to situate my paying thing. I have.
That was right. She had trouble paying for the classes, so we just needed, we gave her extra time to be able to enter into it.
But 4 months is unreasonable. That's just too long. And your case is now 220 days old. I'm ready to set this for trial. It's too long. How often are you going? How often are you going?
I've been going a lot. It's just
No, you have to go every week. Not, I've been going a lot. I've been missing one or, no, I'm done with this now. Absolutely finished. You now must report here on a weekly basis to show me that you are in compliance. The next time you miss one class, you're out, and I'm not putting up with this anymore. You will be immediately set for trial and everything, all this goes away. When you have the heart, you can achieve anything, Ms. Smith. That's how life is, really.
I'm trying so with the babysitter situation.
You've now been given, and we have extended you 4 months to be able to get 16 classes done. It's now bordering on unreasonable. It's now, I have to sit here and going to have to babysit you on a week-to-week basis. I'm done with it. It's way too old. You must go once a week for 18 weeks, or you got to get it started. If you now miss a class, that's over. I have to put a stop to it at some point. Do you understand? You must go from now on every week, at least one time a week. If you miss one class,
We'll see Jazzy Monday morning. Do not worry.
you're out. So Connor, let's set this every Friday from now on. We'll set this for let's do, when are your classes? What day? Okay, let's set this for every Thursday to make sure that she's going to her class. She must provide proof on a weekly basis. If you don't come here, because your class is on Tuesday.
Legal, you changed your icon to me.
But your court is on Thursday. That is enough time for you to get proof to Connor. If you've done your class and you could provide proof to Connor, I will waive your appearance. But if you have not provided proof to Connor that you have attended the class, and I'm not going to take your word, we must have physical proof in like a piece of paper showing that you've attended. If not, that's it. You must be here. And if you don't appear, I will issue a warrant. Do you understand, man? All right, that's it. So we'll set you every Thursday from now on.
And then Judge, I also have Cecilia Salmeron on the docket.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just make a documentation so I don't forget.
Yes, it has to be a picture of a cat dressed up. A cat dressed up any way you can find on the internet. Scour the internet for a cat dressed up somehow. I'm looking for platform heels with goldfish. No. Look for a cat dressed
Okay,
up.
fine. So Salman, how are you?
So yeah.
Did she get
Or
the
dress up
stuff?
your own cat.
Yeah, so she sent me proof that her mother's funeral was yesterday. And she's also been going to AA meetings with Early Bird Recovery.
Does she have the proof that she's done the AA classes?
The NA classes, yes, so she did them, she sent me screenshots of them saying, if you need attendance verification, please send your name and email to this number, and then she sent me screenshots of her asking for the verification, so that we're just in process waiting for them to send the verification to her. But I do have all the screenshots of her asking for it, and
I don't care about asking. She should provide proof, like some kind of paper. You can get it if you really want to. Ms. Almiron, verification that you've done NA classes.
I did virtual, so that's why I was submitting the request to get verification for the virtuals, because yesterday was my mom's funeral, the day before that was the wake.
It's
But I was
always
still-
something. It's always something.
I did the classes. I've been passing all of my UAs. I'm doing everything that I need to do, and I'm dealing with the open CPS case. And I'm doing the counseling with CPS, and I'm doing their UAs too. I'm trying.
This will help you with your CPS cases, Ms. Salmiran. I'm telling you.
Understand, but I don't know how to sync in your test so they can get that too. So I'm doing everything separate. I've never done this before. I just want.
If I didn't own this stupid channel, I'd be changing my name too.
I have take accountability. I just want the effort to be shown that I'm willing and I'm doing it. And I know what's at stake.
You were supposed to write down when and what time and where you did it.
I did.
Where's it?
Also the screenshots, the Zoom. I sent the Zooms. I sent the ID and the passwords, and I sent them, they're saying my name and stuff.
That would be cheating. Of course you'll win if you take a picture of yourself dressed like a photo. Now you got to scour the web for a cat that is dressed up funny. We need to find pictures of. So earlier today, we went on Facebook Marketplace and we found the weirdest stuff we could find. We had 1 hour. So now we have like 5 hours left to scour the web and find pictures of cats in costumes and post the best one in Discord and see who can find on the World Wide Web the best cat picture of a cat dressed up anyway, in a costume, in a hat, in boots. I don't care. Kelly already showed everybody what to do. She already did it.
Oh, I did
Show me
all
what
of
you
that.
have, Connor.
You can just swipe off from that.
This has nothing. This tells me nothing.
It's the group chat, it's them acknowledging me. I did the speaking. The one with, it's like the group chat and they're stating my name and they're telling me like, cause I was speaking. So I was on the Zoom chat And I was telling my story about everything that I was going through and I was doing the speaking and they're just showing support and they're just telling me like, hang in there and stuff like that. And they were sending me their numbers. So if I need a sponsor, I can obtain a sponsor that they're willing for all of that. And I mean, like I said, I submitted requests for verification. I didn't obtain anything. But I did
Doesn't show me
attempt.
anything. It just shows me that, thank you for being here. Thank you for being where? It could be a circus. How do I know that's an NA?
Judge, the message
How do I know
was,
that's NA? It could be a circus performer.
I have an app and it just shows me all the meetings that I can do and then I don't know. Oh my God, I'm trying. I'm immobile, I can't drive, so I can't go to the in-person ones.
Thank you. I feel
Unless
better.
I find a ride, my sister works, that's who I'm staying with. And they're too far.
See for me the jury box from Summer. Jury box.
She goes with you.
Frank.
I have a plea judge on Joanna Morales. Bring her up.
Yep.
Ms. Morales, please come on.
6 days with 2 days credit.
Is it on docket? Oh, okay, I see it, yeah. You said 6 days, what?
2 days credit.
Good morning, Ms. Morales.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement, they're offering you 6 days in jail credit for the 2 that you've already done. Understand that you're entering into an agreement where this case will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do, ma'am? Understand, Ms. Morales, you'll now, from now on, be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any cases that you picked up. You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. This is what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty.
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. Follow the agreement. I'm assuming that the felony case is going to be dismissed as a result of this.
Yes, it is, Judge. In addition, I was speaking with Ms. Morales regarding her financial situation. She is in the process of getting Medicaid. She's also going through a disability attorney. She takes medication for seizures and she has a mental.
All this stuff. Don't get into a car if you have these types of issues. God forbid you seize in the middle of I-45, you create a complete pileup and you kill someone. Who gets charged with murder? Who gets charged with murder? Right. There actually was a case a couple months ago where someone seized in a car, killed someone, and they ended up getting charged with felony murder. Do you remember when that was? When?
It was about a month and a half ago.
If you know that you have a potential of seizing, don't get into a car for any reason. It doesn't matter if you're on your best behavior. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. The last thing you want is to seize on 610, even if you think it's controlled. Do you understand? Good luck, man. Thanks, Frank. I'll roll for you.
I appreciate it, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I did speak with Ms. Tracy and we were able to confirm that he was compliant in his GPS monitor.
No issues.
No, and I sent you a screenshot from his officer.
Well, I mean, I trust you. If you tell me that he's in compliance, then, you know. Okay, so I'll allow the first one that you said, okay? But we need to know what time, because he doesn't have unfettered access all day,
Yeah.
right? So what time is the appointment?
Let me see, the 24th is at 1300 hours, so that's 3 o'clock.
How long is the appointment going to be?
And I am uncertain as to how long it's going to be since he hasn't been able to go. But in his appointments, it's where he gets benefits, his mental health evaluation, and his, let me see.
So
medicine
I
and-
guess will you do me this, 2 things. First, reach out to him to see how How long does it take him to get to the appointment?
It would help, he is present today, so he can,
Come up.
provide that information. I'm gonna help fill in some gaps.
What's the cost number, please?
Yes, let's see, class number 2500727.
Thank you, Cooper.
Can I see about the details
Thank
of
you.
the
Want to see who got it.
Do all that you need to do for that one appointment. How far it is from house to the.
Pete and repeat. Pete and repeat.
So, how far is it from your residence to the VA? And it's VA hospital, right?
So this is the VA on Old Spanish Trail, right? Which VA are we talking about?
Oakland.
On Old Spanish Trail, right? Okay. How far do you live from this place?
State, you know what Greens Point is?
It's right now.
Greens
Yeah.
Point Mall?
That's where you live?
Close to it?
About 45, 30 minutes or
From
something.
the hospital?
Cause you know, you gotta take 288. And 45, they be kind of bad.
And it's at 3:00. So.
You shouldn't be no traffic at 3.
Yeah, on the way home. They needs to be over by 5.
We're not allowed to slap attorneys. We're not allowed to
They
slap
actually
attorneys. We're not
closed
allowed to
at
slap
like 4.
attorneys.
But people who are there that need to be,
Even if they
they're there
run
till
the
5.
microphone.
So you're not driving, are you?
So I haven't drove.
Your wife drives you?
My wife drives.
Do not drive. Good. I want you to know, you drive, that's about the worst thing that you can do. You understand, Mr. Baker?
He hasn't said Dodge Patas in a long time.
I'm trying to determine how long it takes to get from,
Maybe, Beck, maybe she does it every time. Or maybe this is just a clip that I might have maybe played before. I'm not sure.
the VA to where you live. How long does it take you to get from your house to the VA?
From my house to the VA, probably about like 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay. So, and then how long is the appointment going to be?
The appointment's like, if they set it for 1 or whatever time they set it for, you see them exactly when they set it. And then I'll probably be in there, depending on which one it is. If it's a doctor's appointment, then they might want me to do x-rays and all that. So that one, I really don't know. It'll probably be like,
You wouldn't know?
Exactly what appointment you're going to, Mr. Baker. I'm not giving you time just to go dilly-dally.
I'm going for a doctor's appointment. I'm going for mental health. And the third one, I don't know what it's for. But I just
Only talking about the first appointment on the 25th,
The 24th, I'm sorry.
24th.
That's the appointment for my doctor's appointment. It should be no longer than about like an hour and a half.
Okay, so let's do, and you said it's at 1. Right.
At 1300, so 3 o'clock. Wait,
Is that
1 o'clock,
it's
sorry.
1 o'clock, right? 13 is 1, right? So let's do 11:30 to around 3 o'clock. Just to give or take, he's got to be home by around 3.
Thank you. And regarding the one-on-one appointments, we don't have any specific written proof yet, but the only thing I can provide is that Mr. Baker was explaining that the PO officer sends a text message of when the appointment will be the day before. He does have proof of the
So
messages.
just keep me in the loop.
Okay.
You know how to get a hold of me. You can always Zoom as well, and we
Oh,
can
okay.
chat via Zoom, so you don't have to come here if it's easier for you. That's
Okay.
why we have it,
Judge,
you
can
know,
we have
just
your
to.
phone number?
So, I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to come here, just to make it easier for you, Zoom in and we can communicate that way.
Perfect, yes, yes, yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
So
That way he won't miss
let's
his
start with
appointment.
this one. When you get more information about the next one, just Zoom in,
Mhm.
talk with me, and then we can
Judge?
work it. You know, Tracy's here full time, so we can always on the spot modify.
Okay, thank you, Judge. And then on the 24th, he'll see if he can get his appointment. That's usually at the 25th, 27th on that one.
Just get a hold of us. Yeah. Mr. Baker, this is not unfettered access to do whatever you want. This is for you to go to your appointment and then go back home. All we're asking you to do is behave yourself. That's it. You understand? Don't pick up any new cases. Don't veer off because we're gonna know about it. And then, I mean, if you break our trust now, I'm really gonna lose.
But Robert Frost did tell you to take the road not taken.
All right? All right. Good luck, man.
Judge, can I be clear that we're changing just on that one day,
Correct,
on the 24th?
Correct. correct.
Zoom house arrest?
Right. Yeah. Okay, and then just more after that, just come let us know and then we'll.
Once we get,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Pete and repeat, or who's up?
I think Pete was here first, Jeff.
Well, I think they have,
We got Mr. Vasquez for a plea.
Okay,
This is my wrongly convicted fella from burglary of a coin operated machine.
oh, Mr. Vasquez, I remember this gentleman, the guy that keeps picking up, he picked up an aggravated robbery, didn't he?
Yes, Your Honor, which we are not pleading true to. We are,
Allegedly tried to run someone over at a 7-Eleven because of lottery tickets or something or
I
other?
think it started with him trying to get away, and then that person might have been gotten in the way, and then I think the allegations of my client that carried that a little forward more. But yes,
Mr. Vasquez, how's jail?
Not good.
he ain't getting out.
You know, have I gave you my spiel about prison? You know, I get special stuff that I get to read just because I'm a judge, right? I get to see stuff, I get to go places, and I get to look at special things just because I'm a judge. And I'm telling you that I've read stuff of what happens in Texas prisons, and it's so damn scary. It had me in damn near tears because of what happens in prisons. It's so bad in some places that officers won't even go there. And the people who go into there and treat other humans like pieces of garbage, pieces of trash, like a freaking rag doll. I'm telling you, it literally had me in tears because it was so bad. That's what happens in Texas prisons. It's so bad for you, young, short. Imagine your worst nightmare. It's worse than that. That's what happens in Texas prisons. You know, we as a society don't ask for
Nailed it,
much,
Donald.
but when it continues to happen over and over and over, and now with what you got, and you were out on bond for a serious case as it was, and now you picked up a freaking ag rob,
Abso-freaking-lutely.
begging for it. Begging for your worst freaking nightmare. With us, you've got the burglary of a coin-operated machine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail, credit for the 25. Right. Obviously, we're not going to go on the bird.
Yes,
on
Judge.
A burglary of a coin-operated machine. What do you think it is? I mean, what kind of machines are there anymore that take coins? Everything I'm thinking about doesn't take coins anymore. They only take cards or dollars. What takes coins? A vending machine, yeah, but nope, Donald, you have to wear the wig.
ag rob. So, but he does have technicals, so that way we'll just do that and
Yes, Judge, I think it's 2, 4, and 8, so it's not reporting for one.
pick one.
Oh, no, it's already alleged 2, 4, and 8 inside of the paperwork.
So you want to go on all three?
On those 3, yes, Your Honor. So 1 is the new crime, which we're not.
Take that off, right? Okay, so as part of, you were placed on probation for this burglary of a coin-operated machine. You're facing a year in jail. As part of this agreement, you're telling us that it's true that you violated this probation. Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will find that it's true that on number 2, you failed to report to community supervision on May 2024. Failed to present verification of employment. You've also failed to participate in the mental health evaluation. I will sentence you to the 30 days. I will give you credit for the 25 days that you've done. This will now end up as a conviction on your record, Mr. Vasquez. And, you know, I don't know if I'll see you anytime for a long time in the future. I hope I don't, but at some point, we got to get a hold of you and let you know that what's happening out there is just unacceptable. It's unfortunate that it probably has to go to that route, but
Baggies.
best of luck to you, man.
Behave yourself, Jen.
Yeah, well, yes.
Well,
It's just, it's plea of truth, so it's revoked. Yeah.
Judge, I'm approaching on Juan Padron Aguilar.
Sorry.
Sorry, Judge. Logan, I want to hear PC. I think there might be an issue with PC. Under the person's control.
Okay, are you reading the statute?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second. Let me do this plea and then let me
Come
put the
up,
statute
so I
so I can do a
forwarded it.
closer read.
Kendrick Tyler, Your Honor.
Yay. I'm busy or I would drop mine. I gotta find the perfect picture. It's gonna take me concentration.
Oh, it's Kendrick, his last one.
You are in fact a member. Congratulations.
All right, Mr. Kendrick, you were placed on probation for criminal mischief. It's come to my attention that I guess it just didn't work out between us. So you now am, I guess, pleading true to the fact that you have violated that probation. Is this in fact the case? Okay. Do you have a copy of the motion, I guess? I don't know.
But it's 90 days with 222 days credit.
I want to too. I want to right now. I don't think it works that way.
So the allegation is that you failed to avoid contact with Stacy Butler. Is this true or untrue, sir? Okay, I'm gonna find that as true and I will sentence you to 90 days in jail. I will give you credit for the time that you've done. Understand that this will now reflect as a conviction on your record. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any cases you pick up, so be careful, sir. Okay? All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh,
Chandi.
Judge, I'm approached to revisit Ms. Scott.
Okay, I'm gonna find that as true and I will sentence you to 90 days in jail. I will give you credit for the time that you've done. Understand that this will now reflect as a conviction on your record. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any cases you pick up, so be careful, sir. Okay? All right, good luck.
thank you.
Thanks.
Oh,
Chandi.
Judge, I'm approached to revisit Ms. Scott. Her test result came back. She's completely negative, Judge. I talked to her. She says she only smokes.
Came back negative. That is
Negative.
extremely weird.
All I can tell you is I talked to her a little bit more. She suffers from severe post-traumatic stress syndrome. And she smokes it every now and then, only just to go to sleep. That's
but she's charged with reckless driving. I don't want her to smoke and then get into a car. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I don't know what to do here because.
what's
medically
your last name
speaking,
again? Scott?
Scott.
Where are we going with this case? Oh,
Judge,
to
I mean,
DWI.
I had it reset in.
Come up, Miss Scott. You know, I don't know where she gets the car. I don't know how legitimate they are. Is that something that you can just go to the corner and buy? You know?
Judge, generally speaking, with medical cards, they're actually very selective. So with things like PTSD, they are granted, but
Pavel, you're the prosecutor. You're not supposed to be saying stuff like this. You're the prosecutor.
that's usually the veterans. I've seen that happen times, but I don't know how to test the legitimacy of a card, but it's very difficult.
Right. I just, you know, in my experience, you can go buy a negative drug test for just about anything, you know? So.
But a medical card.
This is the first time I've actually even faced a medical marijuana card here with us in relation to a DWI.
Sure, so those actually get scanned into every dispensary. Those dispensaries have a database with, I believe DPS or another law enforcement agency, but that's actually regulated. So even if, in the example, she had a fake one, for example, if she were to go to the dispensary with that fake one, they'll get flagged immediately. I mean, so they run those IDs. I know that.
Pavel, I don't know how to put it to you, but people with a fake medical marijuana card are not going to dispensaries.
I don't know how to check the legitimacy.
Are you under the care of a psychiatrist at this point?
With the doctor.
I'm sorry?
Doctor.
I need you to speak louder.
With the doctor, I spoke.
What kind of, I mean, you reek of weed now. Do you not? Does she reek of weed now?
I don't smell anything.
Okay. Are you under the care of a psychiatrist now?
It's my doctor, where my doctor is.
What kind of doctor is that issued that?
It's the number is on the card.
What kind of doctor is it? Is
It's
it
a Texas marijuana doctor.
Is it for mental?
Texas marijuana.
I have the card. Like, I have the card. It's on the card. What is?
Is it for your mental condition?
Yes, my
Okay.
PTSD.
I get that. Is it an MD doctor? Is it like a podiatrist? What kind of doctor is it? Is it a psychiatrist? I need to know if you're actually under a psychiatric care where you see someone on a regular basis, or is this something that you can just go to and see him one time, pay $20, you get a card, and then you're on your way for the next 5 years?
Sure.
You know? My concern is that you're now charged with the DWI. And so the last thing I want is you to continue to use, and then you get in a car and you do further damage. I know you're going to say no because everybody comes here and says,
I don't even drive. I'm scared to drive. You said don't drive. I'm not driving. I don't even drive no more. I catch lifts. I don't even drive at all. At all.
and I wish that I could believe that.
Yeah.
But everybody here tells me the same thing. Like I told you, everybody tells me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods. And then when they get out there, they're completely different people. I don't know you. I've never met you before. So I can't possibly just believe you because I just don't know you, right? All I know is that I've asked you, or I've ordered you not to use, and you have used anyways. So what I'd like to know is are there other methods to address the PTSD?
I could ask. I could.
Is this a long-term approach? Is this a short-term approach? Are you in the long run doing more damage than good by just continuing to smoke marijuana? Because what are the long-term effects of continuous use of marijuana on a repeated basis? I think if I remember reading correctly, but I don't think it's a positive. It's not a positive benefit if you continue to use on a regular basis for a long period of time. You may be doing more damage than good to your brain. I don't know. The only thing I have an issue with, I want to keep the public safe. That's all I want.
So,
Have you already signed an affidavit of non-driving in this court?
Yeah.
She has. Yeah. You know, John, I've never been faced with this issue before. What I'd like to know is, you know,
I can try to reach out to the doctor, get a progress, get some more intel for you.
yeah, I mean, if this is something that she sees the doctor on a regular basis, the doctor knows that she consumes and how much she consumes, and the doctor says that it's okay to use that much consumption, perhaps I'm okay with it. You know,
Let me have some time. I'll chase.
yeah, and I'm down. Look, I'm not going to put you in jail. I want to know, number one, is this a legitimate doctor, or did he go to like Punka City Medical School, right? Is he even a real doctor? That's what I'd like to know. And if I know that it's under a really controlled situation, then perhaps I'm okay with it. Okay?
I'll find all that out.
Get
for
with
you.
John. He'll help you direct on how we can get to the bottom of this, okay? You've tested negative now, which is kind of a surprise for me, but that's good. Just be safe. Don't put the public in danger. That's all I'm asking you to do. All right.
Judge, previously there was already a reset. Can we just keep it on that same reset date?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Good luck, Ms. Scott.
I'm here on Miss Rivera
You custody on bond.
on bond.
Just thank you. Have a good
And-
Emmy,
Speak English, sir. Good morning. You are Enrique Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez, you're charged with 2 counts of assault. You're facing assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail on each of those cases and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to an arrest for a disturbance call. They spoke with Ms. Alvarez, defendant's father, who had injuries to both sides of his face, a swollen eye, and blood on his jacket. The complaining witness, his mother had a scrape on her right elbow and a bruise on her calf. There was blood on the driveway and on both of the complaining witnesses' clothes. Defendant's father lives at the residence. He advised the defendant ask him for $1.
I think the first cat picture I'm going to search for once I'm done with this stream is Rocky Horror Picture Show cat in costume. That's what I'm going to type in. Cat in dressed as, yeah, anyway. Yep.
And the complainant told him to get to work. The defendant went outside and knocked over a potted plant. The complainant witness.
All of this for $1.
The complainant went to pick up the plant and the defendant struck him in the face with his fist. Complainant felt pain. His mother stated that the complaining witness started fighting, so she attempted to stop the fight. Defendant kicked her in the leg and pushed her to the ground, and she felt pain.
He and his mom.
Mr. Alvarez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with this, both of your cases. Sam, where do we go from here?
Just would like a bond set, because there's no bond set at this point. He's been in custody for, I believe, the last 3 months on the continuous.
Good.
Wow, really?
Yes, so I think we're gonna have to figure out what it is we want to do on this.
It's jail.
Well, I've just been doing my.
Just, you know, you have some serious anger issues, man. I don't know why. You have an ag rob, another ag rob. You had that continuous. Got to do some soul searching, Mr. Alvarez.
Yes,
you know, that attitude or that the anger, all it does is lead you to jail. Over $1 leads you to now 3 months of your life have been ruined for $1. I would hope that you do some soul searching back there so that we can get to the root of the problem so that you stop coming back. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think as far as a bond? Pavel?
You understand what that's fine with each. Sure.
We would ask for PR bond.
I'm not going to grant the PR bond. You scare me, Mr. Alvarez, really. You do, because with the prior two ag robs, and it's mom and dad, I mean, really. How many times they change your diaper? How many times they put up with you? Really? I'll set it at 3,000 each. Yeah. Mr. Alvarez, I don't know if you're gonna bond out, okay? But if you do, you're not to have contact with your mother or your father. I'm also going to issue orders for protection on each of those of your mom and dad. So if I can get this thing to work. So Pedro Alvarez. And Maria Garcia de Alvarez, they're both now will be identified as protected individuals. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against them. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. Sam, tell me, has there not been a bond in the felony cases?
It was set at 60,000, I believe.
Okay.
And he did not make it.
Right. Do you have anyone to bond you out now, Mr. Alvarez?
I've been given his sister's number. He says that I think she's the best person I have to get in touch with, but he doesn't think she'll be able to make it.
These are things that you have to think about before making a move when you're out in the free world. If I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? If you don't have anyone in this world that's going to bond you out, is it worth it? I think that at this point, probably would be best is let's get a TRAS done. There's no sense in having him just languish in jail for nothing.
Right.
So let's do an expedited TRAS. Let's see what they say, what would be the best way of going through this thing. I don't want to keep you in there forever. That's not the goal of here. We don't like to just keep people in jail, but we need to get to the root of the problem to figure out where the anger stems from. Once we get to that and figure out and deal with it, then you can go ahead and live your life and work, make money, and perhaps get married and have kids, But the last thing we want is you to get out there in the real world and, God forbid, have a child and release on that child. That's not what we want. So let's address this anger issue. Let's get to it. And if they have a proper diagnosis, and if you're honest with them, because that's what it takes, be honest with them. Speaking of which, on the honest TRAS, is he here today? Frazier?
Yeah, I'm back there.
Okay, so we need Mr. Brooker. Hopefully he'll show up. Yeah. Be honest, and then we can work something to get you out and deal with all these issues, huh? But if I see that you're honest, it's not going to go well, because we have this issue with another inmate now where we had a TRAS and it came back and it was completely just, we know it's bogus.
Okay.
Work it, be honest, and then I'll help you out, Mr. Alvarez.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's expedite it now so we don't just have him sit and wait.
Do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Whew. We did it. If you're here for court videos, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. I got to release my inner Karen yesterday in the best way. It felt so good. So YouTube sent me a survey. YouTube sent me a survey about how I felt about, about the YouTube partnership program and things like that. Questions on this survey were, how satisfied are you with your communication with YouTube when you have an issue or a problem? Oh man, guys, there was a lot of capital letters involved. There was no swearing because I wanted to get my point across without them just, you know, throwing it away. But I wrote paragraphs and paragraphs to YouTube. Yeah, basically, basically. They were like, you know, how supported do you feel as a creator? Not at all. How do you feel about communication with YouTube when you have an issue or a problem? There is no communication. Oh yeah. Oh man, I went off. I went off on them. It was amazing. I wish I would have like recorded it or something because I had the greatest time. I had the most fun filling out that survey. It was amazing. So don't just get ready for some big changes at YouTube because they're going to listen to me. They're going to listen to my words. You think? You think? You think they're going to demonetize me? I know. I know. This is before I really, really knew everything. Um, almost, almost. I was giggling, but I was mad. So it was kind of maniacal. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, yeah. Well, listen. Maybe they listened. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But the biggest thing that I begged for is a human being to speak to. There is, listen, when you have a problem with YouTube, there is no human being. There's no phone number, there's no email. You can create a ticket. You can create a ticket, but there's nobody to speak to. They will send you this canned answer from like a computer or whatever saying, we're looking at your question, blah, 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 but you can't. And when they have an issue with you, they don't tell you what the issue is. They give you like this general idea, but they don't tell you specifically what the heck the issue is. So if you don't know what the issue is, you can't really fix what the issue is because no one's told you what the issue is. And it's not like math. 1 + 1 is 2. It's all subjective. What they want is subjective. One person can agree, one person might not agree, and we don't know who's looking at it. So it was crazy. Yes, Fozzie, I did. I saw your last text. I saw your last text after I got the survey. Oh my gosh. It was amazing. Listen, if any of you get this survey, oh wait, no, never mind. Okay, yeah, once you hit 100,000 subs, you get a person to contact. But it's no more help. It's no more help. Like they're not really a person to do anything. Like I would have taken tech support from, a different country. Anybody. I would have spoken to anybody. If anybody would just have spoken to me. Um Yeah, 100 subs does. 100 subs gets you a person, like an email, like a different email you can waste your time with. Doesn't really do anything. But if they have a problem, they should understand that you can't just like take something away for 90 days when people are relying on it. You know what I mean? And they should have a way for I mean, it's like a business to some people. And I don't know, it's just they're shocking. They are a shocking company of how they do it. He should though. Like he should have a person. I don't know why he doesn't. He should. I know Captain Sparkles as a person. Does anybody here even know who Captain Sparkles is? He's quite famous, you know. You should know who he is. Venus, you should have a person. Venus, you should be my person. Can you get a job at YouTube? And then be my person. I like this idea. Venus, where do you work? What do you do for a living? Besides look at cat pictures on the internet. Well, I'm doing a stream, by the way, which is really rude. I worked hard sitting here, giggling every once in a while. Who is Army or Navy, Donald? Who are you asking? Oh. Legal fiction. How do you always have the right answer all the time? Oh gosh, like fitness? Oh man. My lifestyle would shock you. But I got off work yesterday after a double and I didn't drink a beer. I was too tired to drink a beer. I even had my designated driver with me and I didn't drink a beer. Just came home. Linus, you have to come up with the next homework assignment because I just did 2 in a row. So now it's your job. After we win this contest, we need another contest for later. Oh, you don't know who Captain Sparkles is, really? Do you really not know him? Oh, that hurts my feelings. I know, Fozzie, but my calves, my legs were in pain, and those old people were still there, and they were just. So I just grabbed my purse and punched out and left. Okay, okay. Listen. ESPN 8 is what I was watching at work today during my day shift, and they had corgi races. And on the one race, okay, the corgis take off. Well, the one dog goes near the other dog. This dog like jumps over the gate, like leaves the racetrack and is in this big field beside the racetrack. Well, this dog finishes the race and then starts chasing him. And nobody could get these 2 corgis. They were just running, chasing each other in this field. And it was the funniest thing. Oh my gosh. It was hilarious. I just loved it. ESPN 8, guys, that's where you need to go. Captain Sparkles is a Minecraft YouTuber. And he's quite famous. I mean, he really is quite a famous YouTuber. He's hold on, let me see. I bet he's in top 100. Hold on. Top 100 YouTubers. Captain Sparkles is number. Oh, why do they make these words so tiny? Hold on. What? I don't see him. All right, maybe he's not top 100. He used to be. He must have gone down because, you know, Minecraft is a bit old. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has a lot of subscribers, guys. All right, I need to go find a cat picture. So I need to go. I have to go. It's very important that I find this cat picture right now. A certain type of film. Yep, Kelly, you're 4 minutes late. You better feed those cats. Guys, thank you for coming today. I have a different one. for today in the wrong file. I'm getting it fuzzy. Hold on. I think it's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Coffee wakes up every day, moon still glows, no delay. Streaming chords before sunrise, coffee not yet in our eyes. Yesterday's joy or sorrow, caffeine makes bright tomorrow. Screens light up like the sun, day with her's always fun. No matter the season, caffeine's a reason. Morning in full swing, with the joy she will bring. Early bird catches the tail, Kathy's dreams never stale. Sip our Joe and just a light, Kathy's magic feels so right. She's up the light morning, all the world adorning. With her smile so wide, takes us on a ride. No matter the season, Kathy's a reason. Morning in full swing, with the joy she will bring. Yesterday's joy or sorrow, caffeine makes bright tomorrow. Screens light up like the sun, day with her's always fun. No matter the season, Kathy's our reason. Morning in full swing, with the joy she will bring. Early bird catches the tail, Kathy's dreams never stale. Sip our Joe and just a light, Kathy's magic feels so right. She's up